Sagittarius, remove the cursed object from your life. Your energy will shift instantly. Sagittarius, have you ever walked into your home and felt an unexplained heaviness in the air? Like something was out of place? Or perhaps you've picked up an object that seemed harmless, but for some reason, it drained your energy or made you feel uncomfortable. What if I told you that something in your home might be holding you back from experiencing the abundance and transformation you're meant to have? Welcome to Zodiac Wisdom. I'm Sophia, your guide through the cosmic world of astrology and personal growth. In today's video, we'll explore how objects in your home, things you might not even think twice about, could be silently holding you back. I'll show you how removing just one item could shift your energy and open the door to new opportunities, positive changes, and spiritual growth. Before we dive in, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Stick with me through this journey, because by the end of this video, you'll be ready to step into a whole new chapter of your life. And at the end of the video, I'll even give you some key signs to help you recognize if a certain object in your space is silently holding on to old energy, and how you can cleanse it to move forward freely. So stay tuned, because the tools you need to start this transformation are coming your way. Let's get started, Sagittarius. And don't forget, if anything resonates with you, leave a comment below. Let's begin this journey of energy clearing together. Chapter 1. The hidden energy in your space. Sagittarius, you're known for your adventurous spirit, your deep desire to explore the world, and your passion for discovering new truths. But have you ever stopped to think about the energy in the space you live in? Your home is more than just a collection of walls and furniture. It's a reflection of your inner world, and sometimes, there are objects in your space that carry energies you might not even realize are affecting you. As a Sagittarius, you are incredibly intuitive. You can feel the energy in a room long before others even notice something is off. When things don't feel right, you trust that instinct. It's your soul guiding you toward what's meant for you. And when it comes to your living space, those feelings of discomfort are there for a reason. Think back to a time when you walked into a room and immediately felt the air change. Maybe it was a room that once felt warm and inviting, but suddenly felt cold or heavy. Or perhaps you've picked up an object, something you thought was innocuous, like a photo frame or an old trinket, and found yourself feeling drained or uncomfortable just by touching it. This isn't just a coincidence, Sagittarius. It's the energy of the space speaking to you, telling you that there's something in that space, something physical, that is carrying old energy, unresolved emotions, or even memories that no longer serve you. Those objects may seem harmless on the surface, but they could be tied to experiences or people that are holding you back, blocking your spiritual growth and keeping you from embracing the adventure that lies ahead. Let me tell you about my client Sarah, a Sagittarius, who was living in a home filled with things from a past relationship. Although she had moved on from the person who gave her those gifts, she realized that every time she walked past those items, a wave of sadness or frustration would wash over her. These objects weren't just physical items, they were carrying the emotional weight of that past relationship, and they were keeping her stuck in old cycles. Once Sarah acknowledged the emotional energy these objects were holding, she took the courageous step of releasing them. She cleared the clutter, donated the items, and rearranged her space. Almost immediately, she began to feel lighter and more open to new experiences, and soon after, she met someone new who shared her values and goals. If this resonates with you, Sagittarius, take a moment to look around your home. Is there something in your space that no longer feels right? Something that once brought you joy, but now just brings discomfort, unease, or even regret? Trust your intuition, it's trying to tell you something. When you recognize the energy around you and listen to what your space is saying, you'll begin to understand that objects aren't just material. They carry emotional and spiritual weight. And by releasing the ones that no longer serve you, you're making space for new energy, new experiences, and the transformation you are truly seeking. Chapter 2. How old objects block your path. Sagittarius, you are a sign known for your insatiable thirst for adventure, growth, and new experiences. However, even the most free-spirited of us can find themselves weighed down by the past, especially when that past is living in our homes, wrapped up in objects that no longer serve us. You may not realize it, but the objects you keep around you can block your spiritual growth, keeping you tethered to old emotions, experiences, and memories that are no longer aligned with the person you are today. Take a moment to think about the things you've held on to. Maybe it's an old letter, a piece of jewelry from someone who is no longer in your life, or an item from a trip that once meant so much but now just collects dust. Have you ever looked at those objects and felt a wave of discomfort or a rush of emotions that make you feel stuck? These objects are more than just material possessions, they are energy vessels. And sometimes the energy they carry from the past can act as an anchor, holding you in place and preventing you from moving forward. This isn't about the physical space being cluttered. It's about the emotional and spiritual energy being cluttered. Let me tell you about Maria, another Sagittarius who came to me seeking guidance. Maria was struggling to find her footing in her career. She felt like she was stuck in a cycle, unable to make any real progress despite working tirelessly. When I visited her home, I noticed something unusual. A small bookshelf filled with old sentimental items, including a necklace from her ex-husband. Even though they had been divorced for years, that necklace still hung around her neck figuratively, weighing her down. Every time she looked at it, she felt the negative emotions from the end of her marriage flood back. By simply acknowledging that the necklace was carrying the unresolved energy of that relationship, Maria was able to release it. She donated it to charity, and as soon as she did, she felt a lightness she hadn't experienced in years. Within a few weeks, her career began to shift, and opportunities she had once thought out of reach started flowing in. By letting go of the old energy, she created space for new opportunities to manifest. So Sagittarius, take a moment right now and reflect on the objects in your space. Do any of them make you feel heavy or uncomfortable? Do any of them remind you of a time or a person you've outgrown? If you're holding on to something just for the sake of sentimentality or fear of forgetting, it may be time to reassess whether those objects are serving your highest good. It's not about erasing the past, it's about honoring it and then releasing it. The energy they hold will only keep you anchored to old versions of yourself. And you, Sagittarius, are meant to soar and evolve, not remain tethered to the past. Chapter 3. The importance of letting go to move forward. Sagittarius, you're a sign that thrives on expansion, on embracing new horizons, and on evolving into the best version of yourself. But here's the truth. You can't fully move forward if you're still holding on to the past. Holding on to things that no longer serve you, especially objects with negative energy, keeps you stuck in old cycles, preventing you from stepping into the next chapter of your life. Your sign is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, growth, and opportunity. You are naturally inclined to look ahead and explore new experiences. But you can't expand into the future if you're still clinging to the past, whether that's through old possessions, memories, or emotional baggage. You've heard me say this before, and I'm going to say it again. Letting go isn't about forgetting, it's about creating space. The universe doesn't reward stagnation, it rewards growth. But growth can't happen if your space, both physically and emotionally, is still crowded with reminders of what was. Think about this. Have you ever felt like you're going around in circles doing everything you can, but getting nowhere? Maybe your career, relationships, or personal growth seem to stall, even though you're working hard. That's often a sign that you're holding on to something that needs to be released. The past, the old emotions, and the physical objects that carry that energy are blocking the flow of new opportunities into your life. I remember working with a client named Jenny, also a Sagittarius, who was feeling stuck in her career. Despite being incredibly talented and hardworking, she wasn't getting the recognition or progress she deserved. After some conversation, we discovered that Jenny had been holding on to a number of old awards and certificates from a job she left behind many years ago. She felt emotionally attached to those items, but they no longer reflected the person she had become. In fact, they were a constant reminder of a career path that no longer aligned with her true purpose. Once Jenny recognized the emotional weight of these items, she decided to let them go. She donated the awards, cleared out her old office space, and made room for a new vision for her future. Within weeks, Jenny was approached by a company that aligned with her current values, offering her a position that allowed her to grow and thrive in ways she hadn't imagined possible. By letting go of those old physical reminders, Jenny created the space for new opportunities to enter. That's the power of releasing what no longer serves you, Sagittarius. By choosing to step away from the past and the objects that bind you to it, You make room for fresh energy, new beginnings, and the growth that you've been craving. Letting go doesn't need to be dramatic or complicated. It starts with acknowledging that some things no longer belong to your journey. It's about choosing to release objects, memories, and attachments that keep you stuck in the past, and instead, inviting in the energy that will help you expand. A simple act like holding an object, taking a deep breath, and saying to yourself, "I've learned the lesson this item brought me. Now it's time to let it go," can shift your energy in profound ways. Once you remove that object, you'll likely notice an immediate difference in your emotional state. You'll feel lighter, freer, and more open to the flow of new opportunities. Chapter 4. Reclaim your freedom and let the new begin. Sagittarius, once you take that step to let go of the objects, memories, and energies that no longer serve you, you will feel an immediate shift in your life. Releasing what's holding you back is not just about creating physical space. It's about making room for new possibilities, growth, and the abundance you deserve. This is the moment when the universe starts to reward your courage and your commitment to transformation. You, more than anyone, understand the power of movement, change, and progress. Your sign is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, and it encourages you to always seek new horizons, new opportunities, and new adventures. However, you can't move forward if your space is cluttered with remnants of the past. When you free yourself from these old attachments, your energy will shift, and you'll feel lighter, freer, and more aligned with your true path. Let me share a story with you. I worked with another client of mine, Emily, a Sagittarius, who had been holding on to an old journal from her youth. This journal was full of her dreams and goals from years ago, but it also contained memories of a past relationship that had been filled with pain. Every time Emily opened the journal, she would be reminded of the hurt she had endured, and it held her back from moving forward in her personal life and relationships. One day, Emily made the decision to finally let go of that journal. She didn't burn it or destroy it. Instead, she honored it by writing a final entry, thanking herself for the lessons she had learned and acknowledging that she was no longer the same person. Then she sealed the journal and placed it in a box to be stored away. Almost immediately after, Emily began to notice a difference. She felt more confident in her ability to love and trust again. She felt lighter, and within a few weeks, she met someone who truly resonated with her current vision of love and life. By clearing that old energy, Emily made room for the love and growth she had been waiting for. This is the magic of releasing what no longer serves you, Sagittarius. When you remove the old, you invite the new. You make space for new experiences, new relationships, and new opportunities to manifest in your life. Remember, your home is a reflection of your inner world. When you clear the clutter, not only will your physical space feel more peaceful, but your mind will also feel more open and at ease. You will no longer be holding on to objects that tie you to past pain, regret, or negative energy. Instead, your space becomes a sanctuary for new adventures, new beginnings, and personal growth. Think about how free and empowered you will feel when you finally release that one object that has been holding you back. The more you clear out, the more you'll find yourself opening up to the flow of life, ready to receive the opportunities you've been waiting for. You are a sign of boundless potential, Sagittarius. Your journey is all about expansion and growth. Let go of what no longer serves you, and make space for the adventures and opportunities that are waiting just for you. You deserve to live a life filled with light, abundance, and endless possibilities. Conclusion: embrace the freedom to live fully. Sagittarius, you are one of the most adventurous signs in the zodiac, and your life is meant to be filled with growth, expansion, and new experiences. But in order to fully step into the future that awaits you, you must first let go of what no longer serves you. By releasing the old, you create space for the new, and with that new energy comes the possibilities that will transform your life in ways you never thought possible. You are not defined by your past, but by the choices you make today. The objects you release, the memories you let go of, and the emotional baggage you clear are all acts of self-love, freedom, and empowerment. When you clear your space, both physically and emotionally, you make room for the future, for the person you're becoming, and for the opportunities that are meant for you. Take a moment to honor yourself for the courage it takes to let go. You have the power to create the life you truly deserve, one that aligns with your values, your goals, and your heart's deepest desires. Trust that when you clear away the old, You make space for the new and better things that are coming your way. So, Sagittarius, what will you let go of today? Is there one object or memory that has been holding you back? The universe is waiting for you to open that door and step into your next adventure. You've always had the strength to move forward, you just needed the space to do it. I want to hear from you. What have you decided to release in your life? Which object or memory do you feel ready to let go of? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And let's continue this journey of transformation together. You are not alone on this path. Let's support each other as we clear our spaces and make room for the abundance and growth we all deserve.